I don't know if you could check that, Eric, to see if we're good to go. I see Sophie Cal in there, Commander Root. Others will be joining soon, I'm sure.
I think the biggest challenge is cleaning things that are beyond salvation. I think they should just repaint some of those places.
Yeah. Oh, did I get a Twitch notification that we are here? Hold on.
Also, I need proper tools. That's something I haven't done, like, historically in that place.
Oh, if you don't have the tools to do your job, you simply can't do your job.
Because when they wanted me to clean off the garage doors, I had to go to the secretary to ask for some Lysol pads.
Yeah,
And
that's typical.
instead of, them having it ready for me somewhere, I didn't even know that they had them. They just did.
Yeah, I mean, communication is key for sure, but, um, you know, whatever, Eric. I mean, I think you'll be okay, man. Embrace your new role. And like I said, just take a list of everything that they have you do. That way, if you get done sweeping one day, then you have other stuff to do, and you'll always have stuff to do. You know what I mean? And just do it at your leisure. It sounds like they give you a little bit of leeway to kind of think on your own, so that's always a good thing. So
I don't have to deal with anybody else. I report directly to my supervisor and the plant manager.
that's good. That's good. The less middlemen, the better. All right, talking with Eric RPG. The show's RPGrinders. We haven't started yet. We're waiting for our good buddy Breakman to join. Of course, he's always, having computer issues, but we will get there. We're gonna have a heck of a show for everybody today, including some stinkos that are really stinkos this week, and some sweetos. And you might be surprised at one of my sweetos. I forgot to mark it down here. You guys might be might be a little bit surprised at one of my sweetos, but he exposed something about this debacle in the house that's still ongoing, as far as I know. But we will discuss soon enough. Like I said, we're waiting for Breakman. Bernie is in the house. What's up, Bernie? Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, it's gonna be a good day, a good show, and we should, be okay with that. It's the weekend, y'all. Everybody's working for the weekend. Dun-dun-dun-dun. All that good fun stuff. Where are you at, Break? Where are you at? Last seen 27 minutes ago. Let me check my Twitter to make sure. Let's see. I just saw a funny tweet. Yes, and new episode of Grinders is on right now. So make sure you join us if you're on Twitter. like anybody would get my message on Twitter, me talking here, Eric. But yes, I don't say anything from Creative Anxiety says, enjoying the stream. Follow me back when you can. Sure thing, Creative Anxiety. What do you do on your streams, Creative Anxiety? You sound like a bot. And you're not even in chat anymore. Dropsnat just dropped in. What's up, Dropsnat? Like I said, we're just waiting for Break to join, and then we will be good to go. We have no tournament this month. All this month, we're going to be discussing whatever's on our minds. So this week we should have plenty of time to discuss a variety of topics. Not a ton of news this week, so that's always kind of a good thing for the show because then we can get everything done in a proper manner, as they say. And it is what it is. Did they elect a speaker yet? As far as you know, Eric.
Don't know.
Okay.
I don't think they did.
All right, let's take a peek here.
But at least McCarthy's upset that he'll probably never become speaker again.
He's getting close. He's really close now. I think he's like 2 or 3 votes away. I'm just looking. I don't think they have. It's day 4 and nobody. It's a debacle, but you guys are going to be surprised at one of my Sweetos this week. Let's see here. The memes are crazy, Eric. There's one right now. How many times have they held the speaker vote now? 13 going on 30. That movie with Jennifer Garner. Oh my goodness. Oh, here's a wicked tweet. Kevin McCarthy knows he's gonna be speaker soon because after 16 Mac gets will start to lose interest. Ooh. Wow. So apparently no speaker yet. I mean,
I kind of wish the Steam winners had won through the entire length of January because, it's still winter. You might as well have it go up through December till January 22nd.
They have reasons for their sales. I think there's contracts that actually go on with some of those sales, man. They have like certain contracts.
I was kind of hoping they just make a new sale and just technically extend it.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the memes, man. It's so dumb. Wow. Okay. Just waiting on break, man. If you're just joining us, the show's RPGrinders. We have not started yet, much like the House of Representatives. We haven't started yet, but we will be soon. And hopefully they can work out whatever dunceness they got going on in the house to get going so they can start their stupid investigations on what's his nuts.
Here's a deal for you all. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the Game Complete Edition for Steam is $5.
That's a great deal. It's a really good deal. I have that game. I don't know if it's oh yeah, it is the complete edition on the Switch. Haven't played it yet, but I know it's good. I did play a little bit of it, but not, let's see. Dude, I'm gonna be talking about this. You're not gonna like this, Eric, but Jimmy Dore was right, man. And I hate to admit it because I'm not a big Jimmy Dore dude, but
he went big with the anti-vax nonsense and appealing to the right.
Yeah, I know, but dude, he's kind
of like a stop clock. He's right about certain things.
Yeah, he's right about certain. I mean, as is everybody, right? Including everybody on this show. Sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong.
What was it about?
Well, I'll get to it because he's actually in my Sweetos of the week, Eric, and I've got another Sweeto that's gonna surprise people too. But We will get to it. I promise you. I promise you we will get to it. We're just waiting on Breakman now. Let's you know what, Eric? Let me text gonna start just let me know when you are ready. We'll probably get done with the news real quick here. So let's just go back here and let's get started, Eric. What do you say? All right, here we go. Oh, shit. Damn it. Sound bites. Why you gotta be all stupid? All right, here we go. Maybe. And welcome, everybody, to episode 722 of RPGrinders. I'm your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohort, Eric the Great. Breakman the Bold will be here. It's just a matter of when. I did see him in the old Skype just now, getting ready to go, so, we'll get him on as soon as we can. Eric, how are you, man?
I'm relatively okay considering how this week could have gone, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've had quite a week too, and we will talk about it very soon. But in the meantime, Eric, why do we not do...
Is there... I was going to ask...
RPG news. What did you say, Eric?
I was going to ask about how Operation Frozen Car was working out for you.
Frozen card, not so much, dude. I mean, it sucks. I did, however, get this like little mini heater thing, and that's helping a little bit that I can plug into like the.
What you mean? You put a PS5 in your car?
No, if I put it in a PS5, man, that would take care of the whole problem, bro. I mean, the problem would be solved. I didn't even think about that, man. If I could plug in my PS5 into my car. That would definitely take care of it. No. I went to Harbor Freight and I actually bought a little. It's like a little mini heater that you can plug into the 12-volt plug-in. The problem with that is my Prius has a tiny battery, so I'm hoping it doesn't drain that battery.
I don't need my heat when my PS5 and my Xbox are on.
I know, right? Well, my TV exudes a lot of heat too, so. You're right, man. You don't need a ton of heat with all those things going. But
the only time I do is when it gets too cold at the exteriors of my door or my apartment.
Yeah.
Are just not cutting it.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, when it was negative 15,
the couch gets cold easily.
Yeah, when it was negative 15, we definitely needed heat. So, but anyways, all right, man. Let's get started with the news and get this stuff over with. Eric?
Right. There's not a whole lot this week. Wizard of the Coast has canceled a few game projects, which I didn't even know they were doing video game projects, but that's probably why. They probably realized it wasn't a very good venture. But the only thing they got going is Baldur's Gate 3, really, and that's coming from Larian, not specifically Wizards of the Coast.
I never understood why they didn't get into discussions with who does the Morrowind games, Eric? What's that company? It's
I don't know, but Obsidian. They did the second game.
Yeah. I never understood why Wizards of the Coast didn't go to them and say, "Hey, we got Dungeons and Dragons, let's go." I mean, I've always longed for a game like that. Like the Baldur's games games are cool and all, but man, can you imagine like a Skyrim type game like that with actual Dungeons and Dragons monsters and characters and stuff like that. I think that would be, man, it would be so good. There's so many campaigns that they could do. They could do the Underdark and all that. Scotoma is in chat. What's up, Scotoma? Um, I'll talk about that in a little bit, Scotoma. But yeah, my dad's okay. The card not so much. But man, a lot of BS happened this week, dude. But I will talk about it. I promise. In just a bit. But I don't know. Anything else on that story, Eric?
Not really.
Okay, let us move on to the next story from Gamatsu, it looks like. As soon as my page comes up here, I will talk about it. But of course, it's going to be...
Oh, but they were also laying off staff too, so like, not great.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. I jumped stories here. Okay, Metal Black S Tribute launches February 2nd. Side-scrolling, originally released by Taito in 1991. So there you go. What is this, a remake? It's a
I think it's a new entry.
Okay, it's a new entry. Okay, that's cool. It's
a S Tribute.
Oh, wait a minute. This game is a reproduction of the home console version released by Bing in 96. Ugh. That doesn't say too much. There's no video on it, but they list a bunch of stuff. So there you go. Side scroller. If you're interested.
S Tribute. So
yeah, I guess it's just like a re-release, sort of. All right, Eric. Let's get to
pseudo remake of sorts.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's not even that. It maybe a port. That seems more apt.
An enhanced port.
Yeah. All right, man. Next story.
Unless you want to read the feature set.
I just clicked off the story, dude. You can read the feature set.
I got it.
All right.
Rewind slow mode, which you can just hold down a button to slow the game down, which might be useful for helping you learn where safe spots are. Quick save, quick load, so save states. Online ranking, unlimited credits, so you don't have to worry about continues if you're not into the whole high score thing.
Yeah.
Or stage select, energy acquisition amount, energy release amount. I'm guessing it's related to the gameplay. I don't know what that entails, but then there's scanline features if you want that. I've never liked scanline filters. They're usually too thick.
Yeah.
They can't completely reproduce the feeling of playing on a CRT.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else on that, Eric?
Nope.
All right. Let's move on to the next one. Next story. Yeah.
Next story is Puzzle Bobble Bundle. Probably a part of the same announcement because they're coming out the same day, actually. But Puzzle Bobble 2X / Bust a Move 2 Arcade Edition and Puzzle Bobble 3 Bust a Move 3 S Tribute launches February 2nd.
All right.
So it's a similar deal, but it's Puzzle Bobble 2 and 3.
You know what? I'm going to talk about that, but let me try to get Break on the horn here. He told me to call him, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's add Break, see if we can.
I'm grateful that they're doing this because there's never been a home console release of either of these two games.
Right.
Hey, I never played any Puzzle Bobble beyond the first game.
Oh, I love Bubble Bobble. Hey, Breakman, do we have you, dude?
Yes. Hold on. Let me see if I can get you on speaker here.
Okay. Sorry about. I didn't see your message till just now. Break. Could have had you on a little bit. We're just going through the news right now. We don't have too much news to go through anyway, so I figured you'd be.
Fine. This computer, I can't even get it to go into I can't even Control Alt Delete the work.
Oh God, dude. Is there a way you could just reboot?
Oh wait, that's not true. I think Bust a Move 3 had a home console.
Is there a way you could just?
Which the most infamous box art ever.
There we go.
Is there a way you could just start over with that computer, bro? Like just completely factory reset it?
Yeah. It used to be easier back in the day when we had the discs and we just reformat everything and start over. Now it's like you have to save state it and it's like bullshit.
Yeah, a bunch of crap. All right. I didn't show the trailer. I
So
love
anyway, I'm
Bobble.
using my phone for the people at home who don't know because my computer can go fuck itself.
I know. I know, right? Fuck your computer. Fuck your computer. Like that old sketch, man. Fuck your couch, but fuck your computer, man. Start over as in put it in the trash. Skodoma says, "You know what, Skodoma? I'm seriously thinking of doing some sort of like GoFundMe next year for Break's computer, man. Like we need to get him a new laptop. Like even if it's just a cheapy like Chromebook or something, you know. I think we can put that together sometime or not next year, but this year. I'm thinking in terms of that. This is the first show of the year. It's so weird. But yeah, let's plan on doing something like that. Break. I mean, a Chrome, dude. I was looking on eBay, and a Chromebook is like literally like $150 or something. I'm sure we can eventually get enough money to do
Tax
that.
season's coming up. I'll look at it in tax season.
Oh, tax season is coming up. That's right, man. You're 100% correct. Have you ever played Bubble Bobble, Breakman?
I love Bubble Bobble.
Bubble Bobble's a great game, isn't it? So underrated.
This is Puzzle Bobble. That's Bust a Move.
Well, same thing.
Yeah, Puzzle Bobble's okay, but Bubble Bobble is amazing.
Yeah, Bubble Bobble's great. Bust a Move is awesome too.
Unique setting of like you couldn't beat the game unless you beat it with a friend, you know?
Yeah.
You didn't get the real ending unless two people played.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Did you ever play Bust a Move? Bust a Move's a great game too, man.
Yeah, those are cool.
I love Bust a Move, man. Because it's just like endless fun, you know.
Yeah, but you like Bubble Bobble was just.
If you play Snooker, then that's basically Puzzle Bobble clone.
Yeah, yeah. All right, what were you gonna say, Break?
I've always wanted like a real sequel to Bubble Bobble and never really got one. Rainbow Island is not.
But there was an NES sequel. But and then there was a couple other arcade games that were kind of like sequels.
Oh, I do remember that NES sequel. Now you bring it up. Ouch. I forget that. I don't want a sequel now. Never mind.
Yeah.
Forget I said anything.
Yeah, let's move on. I wonder where. Yeah, I wonder where Freak 5 is. He's usually in here by now. But
there's a Bubble Bobble for Friends on the Switch, which is kind of pretty fun, amusing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get it cheap, then go get it.
Teeny Titans is the only phone game I play. You know, Breakman plays a lot of games on the phone, like a lot. Like,
I really don't that often. The only game I've been playing lately is Plague Inc.
Yeah, but you used to play a lot of those Chemco cheapy games, man.
I don't really do it anymore because I didn't have a Switch. Now I have a Switch, and I'd rather play that.
Yeah, yeah, that would do it for sure, man. But those Chemco titles were pretty good, man. I mean, you played quite a bit of them.
It did make some good RPGs. You're right about that.
Yeah.
But like that one, like the Chemco RPGs and Plants vs Zombies games, those are all fantastic games.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to a story. We'll pick up the rest of the stories. Break. We only have like 3 more, so don't sweat it. The story comes to us from Gamatsu. Game Freak announces Pocket Card Junkie right on for the Apple Arcade.
Jockey, not Junkie.
What did it say? Jockey. I'm sorry, Jockey, not Junkie. I think Junkie would be more interesting.
I
but
want to know more about the Junkie version.
Yeah, Pocket Card Junkie is the sequel. It's a Pocket Card Junkie Snort and Ride is the title of the sequel.
You can only get a mile per snort, so like you gotta like you don't want to like go snort too many because
right.
then you'll like
it's got a snort meter, and the more you snort, the more the faster you go, stuff like that. You know.
You don't want to get too fast because then you'll OD. So
right.
So I have a 3DS original, and this is a sequel apparently.
Really? Is it fun, Eric?
A lot of people had fun with it. It's Game Freak. It's one of Game Freak's most bizarre games, but apparently it's like pretty fun.
It sort of looks like kind of a rhythm.
I bought the 3DS game, but I never got around to playing it.
Yeah, it sort of looks like maybe like a card game combined with a little bit of rhythm, combined with something to make your horse go back. I don't even know what the hell to describe this game, but I mean it looks kind of fun for like a pickup and play for a few minute type thing. I can't see myself playing too much of it, but anyways. All right, Eric, next story, please.
I wonder if it will get a console port.
I wonder. All right, Eric.
Like for the Switch. Anyways, Rainbow Skies is coming to Switch. This released, I think, back in 2019, and Rainbow Moon.
No,
Yeah, it's a sequel to Rainbow Moon, and that came to the Switch a while back too. So
Yeah. This, if I remember correctly, this is a strategy game, right?
um, I mean, it's more of a regular type RPG, but when you get into battles, there's a strategic element.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know how I remember this game, Eric? I errantly bought it because it presented, like in the trailers, it presented itself as kind of more of a strategy type game. And I was just going through the sales one day, and it was so cheap on the PlayStation Store. I bought it, and then I started playing it, and I realized it's exactly not the game that it's not my interest, but I paid so little for it. I think I paid like $2 or $3, and
I had a decent time with it, but like I think the visual presentation and story were kind of lacking.
yeah. Skodoma says, I just got Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 for the DS off of eBay. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder how much did you pay for that, Skodoma? You know.
I don't know how that plays on the DS.
I know, that is interesting. That's a
I forgot the Ultimate Alliance 2 is so old that there was a DS version to begin with.
yeah. There it is. All right, Eric, you get the honor of the last story. $15. That's not bad, Skodoma. Not bad at all.
I have a lot of hate for the third one, but I still want to play it.
Yeah, I know.
Reverie Sweet As Edition.
They did that shit on purpose, didn't they, Eric?
So people say sweet ass instead.
Yeah. And get buzz.
This is basically just Reverie, but for every other platform it wasn't released on previously, because it was a Switch and a PS4 release. And I bought it incredibly cheap for the PS4. It was like, I think it was like less than $5 at that point. But it takes a lot of inspiration from Earthbound.
Yeah. I think we've talked about this game before, actually.
Yeah, anyways, It's going to contain various updates, including Nightmare Difficulty Mode, in case you want a completely insane challenge. Or there'll be a new minigame, a quick select item wheel, stamp system, an in-game trophy system equivalent, additional NPC dialogue, and updated sprites. I wonder if the PS4 version is going to get an update to match the new version.
Maybe. Our good friend Freak5 is in chat. He says, I've been here just working. Well, welcome on in. Freak5, really appreciate that. Skodoma says jazz hands. I got a story about jazz hands, Skodoma. Like, Bernie and I like to scare each other quite a bit. Just that, and I stopped doing it because I was afraid Bernie was going to have a heart attack one day, because she's like really easily scared, and she really gets freaked out by jump scares and stuff like that. So I stopped doing it because I just thought it was cruel, because like you could literally go, ah, like if she heard me say that right now, if she was in the room, then she would probably like get jump scared. And she always likes to tell this story about how she jump scared me and made me do jazz hands, which didn't happen, but that's her perception of it. But
I'm gonna have to remember to ask her when
you're gonna have to ask her. Yes, she'll tell you the story about how she gave me jazz hands, but she's the one that obviously has the jazz hands. Hey, I didn't get a chance to ask you, Breakman, how was your week, dude?
It's all right, I guess.
Yeah.
It was a busy week, and yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. All right.
It happened.
Yeah, it happened. I mean, same for me, but mine was eventful, which I'll talk a little bit about. Of some stuff happened to me this week. Homie discounts, no homie discounts this week. Don't think there's a Dear Breakman, and even if there was, Break wouldn't be able to get to it, I don't think. So, is there anything Breakman for you?
Wasn't. No,
all right. So then that means one thing. That means we go to this.
Inquiring minds want to know.
What have you been playing, Breakman?
Actually, I got a homie discount I wanted to.
Oh shit! Go ahead, man. Right ahead.
Walmart.com is currently selling it. I don't know how long it is, so you might want to jump on it quick. They're selling $50 Switch cards for 45. So
Which
10%.
which website?
45.
45, yeah.
Which website?
Walmart.com.
Walmart. Okay. That's actually not bad. I mean, that's more of a discount than Nintendo usually gives. For
Nintendo
anything.
still has a sale going on for a couple games too. So
Yeah. With all that extra Christmas money that you guys have left over, out there, just pick up those. You could actually clean up that way. But what are you gonna say,
Unless
Blake?
you like Frank and you go hog wild and bought a bunch of games.
Oh God, I know, dude. I can't keep them, bro. I have to once I get something, I mean, I thought I did really good last time. I got 7 games for $50. That's it's really good in my opinion. I don't know, but anyways, all right. What have you been playing, Break?
Let me see. I set up playing Plague Inc., which is basically just infecting the world and trying to destroy, wipe out humanity. Good times.
That's something that is right up your alley, Break, man. Like you love to cause destruction and havoc and play the bad guy all the time in games.
It's true. But they added a new mode where you can do the cure, like fight the virus. And I'm like, what's the fun in that?
you're still destroying it, though. You're just destroying the virus.
Yeah, actually you could, dude. This is so meta, Breakman. You could actually play it that way. You could be like, whoa, I'm like, you could do it like pretend like you're like the god, right? And you're killing all these viruses that are just trying to survive. You know what I mean? Like look at it in that frame of mind. Yeah, exactly, man. How funny, man. What else you been playing, Break?
Speaking of evil, I've been playing a little bit more of Carmageddon. Not that far, not that much, because most of my time has been spent playing Blasphemous.
Oh God, how are you doing good in that one?
I think 70% done with it. But
Yeah.
I saw there are multiple endings, so I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to play through it and stuff like that.
There's
Dude.
exactly 2 endings.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's good. But
I know. There's 3. There's the not complete ending. There's the complete ending, and then there's the new ending that came with the update.
well, I've got none of the endings yet. I'm still working on it.
You can't get the true ending until you've done all the trials.
Okay.
So you could technically beat the game and do the trials, and then beat it again and get the second ending.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What else you been playing, Break?
Isn't that enough?
No, that's definitely plenty for sure.
But you absolutely have to do the second playthrough if you want to get the new ending.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right. Freak5 says he's been playing Bravely Default 2. Eric, what have you been playing?
I've been playing just a little bit more of the Valis collection. I got through Valis 2, so I'm on Valis 3 now. I finished that while I was waiting for my parents to leave my sister's house, because we went there for my niece and nephew's second birthday.
That's
the
cool.
twins. Anyways, I played a tiny bit more of Valkyrie Profile Linus, but I haven't been playing that much this week compared to the Bloodborne stint I've been on. I finished my skill run with skill-based weapons, and I just tore the last couple bosses asunder with the Rakuyo. It just destroys enemies.
I love how Eric just talks nonchalantly about the Soulsborne games, including Bloodborne. I'm on my 50th run. This time
and then I immediately started my arcane run. It's a lot more difficult than I anticipated, but thanks to some people on the internet, they apparently there's a chalice dungeon you can search by glyph through, and you just basically put in a code, and you'll go to a dungeon someone's created, and there's this corner of the wall near the near the lantern that if you look at it the right way, you'll see an enemy health bar drop all the way to the bottom, and then you'll hear a loud fucking sound, and then you get anywhere from 80,000 to 100,000 souls, or blood echoes rather, and the password of the dungeon spells out "come" with 3 M's PFK, so people were calling it the "come dungeon."
That's funny. All right, anything else?
That's a good way of just racking up levels quickly, so that you can just quickly construct a build to your liking, and then just blaze through the game.
Yeah.
Just so you can experiment and see just how powerful certain builds are. So that's how I started my arcane, because the way arcane scaling works doesn't work the way it should, but you basically have to force the game into making it work, because fire and bolt damage basically scales with arcane, but and it goes all the way up to 99, unlike other stats who have a soft cap that you need a certain amount of points to get certain points of strength. Like, I think 70 levels, 5 levels equals 2 points or something, which are diminishing returns, but arcane goes all the way up to 99, but 70 is fine for most things.
Yeah.
But you have to then convert any weapon, because they don't make straight up arcane scaling weapons in the game, and that's part of the balance issues of Bloodborne. So I either go with fire or bolt, or just straight up arcane scaling, which are hard to find in the base game. You have to go into the Chalice dungeons to do that, and it's getting difficult now to find arcane scaling gems.
Yeah, most people didn't like the arcane stuff in Bloodborne for sure.
And Blood Tinge doesn't work that much better either, although I think there's a little bit more leeway there, because certain Blood Tinge weapons also scale with other stats.
I'd like to just beat Bloodborne, period, with any build, Eric.
So after I do my arcane run, I might do a Blood Tinge run.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. Eric does all these interesting runs, and I'm I struggle to get even one run done, just anything, any which way, shape, or form, I mean, I was having a problem with Demon Souls for a while, until I found a couple of exploits on a couple of the bosses, and then I ran through that game. But it's the easier of the bunch, I think. Demon Souls probably along the lines of more easy than any of the other Souls games, but Bloodborne's an all-time great game. I'm not afraid to say it. I've said it several times. I think it's a great game. I just wish they would put 60 frame per second patch with good frame pacing, and I think that game would be gold. I would even pay 10 extra.
I want a remake. There's a whole video that I tweeted about a week ago at this point.
I'll take a remake of it. That would be fine.
It says a PC port of the game wouldn't mean enough is the name of the title. And he basically says Bloodborne should probably get a remake, but the remake has its own issues, but it's probably something that needs to happen over just a simple remaster.
Like I said, I'd be happy with the 60 frame, good frame pacing patch, but it doesn't look like that's ever going to happen, so I'll settle for a remake for sure. Skodama's been playing 7 Days to Die. Yeah, that's a fun multiplayer game. Yeah.
Is it like The Ring? If after 7 days he's gonna die?
It's one of those. I think it's a multiplayer horror game where you're running around trying to get away from whatever killer type thing. I think that's the gist of it. I took exception to something Eric said. I believe it was either a week ago or 2 weeks ago when I was talking about Resident Evil Village. So I was determined after to get past the part that I was having trouble with, and I am proud to say that I did get past that part, but barely.
Yay.
Barely. I barely made it. I made it inside the castle. So
immediately tweet or text Eric taunting him
no, I should have. I would have been like, in your face, Eric, I did something that you no, I'm not gonna do that, but I would not do that to Eric. Eric's a much better gamer than I am. Skodama says, oh, and My Hero 1's Justice 2. I heard that was pretty decent. It's a zombie. Oh, I'm totally wrong. It's a zombie post-apocalypse survival game. That's it. That's right.
So it's like Dying Light, but like not bad.
Yeah, exactly. Like Dying Light, but not terrible. Dying Light, I heard, isn't terrible, especially with all the patches, but
it's just mediocre.
Yeah.
It's just not good.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah.
I wonder if Back 4 Blood's fixed, like, because it had good potential, but there were definitely some problems with the game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I finally, just figured out that you just run around. I got my ass kicked a few times before I did it because it's weird. Like, you can't go in the house because the werewolves will get you in there. But if you go outside, there's even more. And then this giant ass fucking werewolf scared the fuck out of me. Yeah, he had like this big old fucking hammer or some shit, jumps out of fucking nowhere, like 10 blocks, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And
it's actually an achievement for killing him. Although I can't remember if there was an actual achievement or if it was an in-game challenge.
How the fuck am I gonna kill that thing with the fucking pistol, Eric?
You're not. You're supposed to do it in New Game Plus.
Oh, okay. Well, good, because I'm like, what? I mean, really? Holy fuck. So I did get past that part finally, and then, dude, right after that, you get to this little section where there's all this like tall wheatgrass that like taller than you are, and you see these fucking werewolves in the grass, and I'm like, holy fuck, this game is scary as fuck, man. It's just eerie and scary. I can't explain it. It's just, ugh. It's like I've been more afraid of this game than any other game. Like, I played the other Resident Evil games, except for 7. I really didn't get into 7. But this game it's fucking freaky, man. Like, those fucking werewolves are scary as fuck. But anyways, so I did get to inside the castle, and currently I'm trying to escape, I guess. I don't even know what the fuck is going on in the story, to be honest with you. So, but I'm very happy that I got past that part. What?
I'm with you. I don't know the story of Blasphemous at all. I don't ever fucking stand one bit of it. So I'm with you on the story. Like, as long as the game's fun, that's fine. I'll still play.
Yeah, I know. I'm playing it. I'm gonna get through it. I want to get through it. It's just Skoma says, I get good scares in 7 Ways to Die. Yeah, for sure. I mean, anytime you're playing a zombie game, you definitely get good scares. Let's see. This game is terrifying to me, though. Village. It's just something about the atmosphere just creeps me out. But
wait until you get to the dollhouse.
Oh God, shut up, Eric. Don't freak me out, man. I already saw a doll that scared the shit out of me. Like there's a little cutscene, like with Lady Dimitri and the other. I don't know if they're like main bosses or whatever, but they're like a council. And there's this like little doll creepy crawling thing, and I'm like, ugh, it's scary, man. I don't know what to say. Okay, let's move on to
RPGrinders reviews.
All right, did anybody have any reviews?
No, I don't.
Okay, Eric?
Not this week.
You do have a couple of reviews I saw on the feed. What
Just
were
one.
they? Oh, one. What was it?
Chained Echoes.
Okay, so if you guys want to check that out, go to the feed. I have one review, and it's a movie called Possession, which you can see on Shudder and probably some other places. But it's this one was really good because it was restored from even though Shudder, I believe, only does up to, I don't know if it's 720p or 1080p. I think it's 720p, but it's restored from a 4K version, so it looks really nice. This movie is weird, okay? It's but I highly recommend watching it. It's unlike any movie you've ever seen. It's part stage play, part horror movie, part drama. Like, I mean, you have no idea what the hell is going on, and then something happens, and you're like, holy shit, that's crazy. That's why that and that's happening, So I think I highly recommend it. I mean, basically the plot surrounds these, a married couple with a kid, and the woman wants a divorce at the beginning. and she just becomes more and more erratic. He becomes more and more erratic as the movie goes on. Other people become erratic. So there's kind of a theme, and I don't want to spoil anything because I think people should watch this movie. It's not the greatest movie in the world, but I give it a 7 out of 10 just based on being something completely original and unexpected. And it's an old movie, too. It starts Sam Neill and this other actress who actually won some awards for her performance. And it was actually banned in the United States for a long time. I mean, the movie was made in like 81, I believe. So there's a lot of history with this movie, and I suggest people watch it. 7 out of 10 for me. Scotama says, ooh, that sounds like a cool game to make, being something like the show Supernatural, but hunting demons as and ghosts. Yeah. I mean, any type of game like that, I'm down for. Scotama, I'm a big horror fan. So, all right, let's move on to everybody's favorite segment.
What is it?
Stinko of the week.
All right, Breakman, your Stinko of the week.
It's funny you guys talk about the horror game where you're hunting down the demons hunting you back kind of thing. You know, because there's a game I'd spend a lot of time playing. Friday the 13th.
Did I skip you, Breakman? Did I skip you on what you've been playing?
No, we're talking about Stinkos.
Oh, okay. Stinkos. I know, but I thought I skipped you. I thought you were taking a dig at me because I forgot. No. Okay.
No,
okay.
No, you're fine. Everything's fine.
All right.
Except for this game. This game is not fine. Last week I told you it'd been down for several days. Well, they finally brought the servers back up. It's finally working again. You can get back into it. But all my stats have been completely reset.
Oh, no!
That includes the achievement that I was hunting.
Oh, my God.
96% complete
is
now 1% complete.
No! Breakman, no! Fuck!
I don't know how much game I'm going to play.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm going to come back to it and hope that maybe they'll fix it or something, but I don't know. I don't see it happening.
Like you'll play again and then I'll just auto-pop them back on.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. That's what I was hoping for today. I checked it. I hadn't played it for a couple days. I wanted to check it before the show, before I made it my Stinko, and it was the same thing. And I'm like, fuck. I was just hoping it'd pop up like, yes, speed 96 button, 1%.
Oh, my God, Frank, dude.
Do you know that Dr. Giggles is getting a 4K remaster?
I wouldn't doubt it. It's kind of a cult movie at this point, Eric. It's like people like that movie for whatever reason. I don't know. I never was a fan of that movie, but whatever. But wow, Breakman, that is so disappointing, dude. Like literally, like you were on the cusp of greatness with that game, and 96% down to 1%. Oh my God, dude, that fucking blows, man.
Screenshots of it because I was just like, this is unfucking believable. You're killing me here.
If they don't give you that back, are you gonna go through that game again and get all those kills again, or?
No, I'll just play it like it's just a game. I won't bother trying to go after that again because I was so close. It was so hard to get there in the first fucking place.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's move on to the second Stinko.
Okay.
What is the one thing we talk about probably the most on this show?
Politics.
On our Stinko.
Politics.
Well, something else that we talk about the most of maybe.
Fill us in.
Without saying it. Fuck it. The cops.
Oh, cops. Yeah, for sure.
Well, last year is another record year of police killings.
Yeah.
They killed this is as of the count now, and they think it's not complete. There might be more. Killed 1,176 people, which is they averaged it out to about let me see here. Where is that average I saw on here? Well, fuck the average. Anyway, I'm just looking at the types of killing here. Let me see. 123 killings, 11% were cases in which no offense was alleged. So 132 people with no reason whatsoever. 104 cases were mental health or welfare checks. Another 104 that didn't need to die. 98% were traffic violations.
Interesting.
207 involved other allegations of non-violent offenses.
Wow.
So let me see. That's essentially 500, of the deaths that were non-violent people.
Yeah.
And then there were 93 cases involving domestic disturbance, and 128 where the person was allegedly seen with a weapon. So, do you hear me, Frank? Of
Allegedly.
all of those said,
Yeah.
only 128 involved somebody having a weapon.
Allegedly, you said.
Allegedly, yes.
Yeah.
Only 11% of those people the cops killed had guns. Allegedly.
Yeah. Well, let me catch up with Scotimus here. He says, "Ooh, I hate that when they leave the vehicle and don't come back like 30 minutes later, just long enough so they don't get towed." I forget what that's in reference to, Scotoma. But then he says, "Just seen a video about a cop mag dumping on a guy in a McDonald's drive-thru." Yeah, I mean, Scotoma. I mean, it happens all the time. And to buttress your point, Break, I might be a witness in a very high-profile case in Denver. I don't know if you guys remember, I had a stinko about a cop shooting into a crowd and injuring 5 people. There was a guy that had a gun that threw the gun, and after he threw the gun, the cop started unloading on him, right? And this one cop shot and injured 5 people, innocent people, right? When you shoot in the crowds, you tend to hit people. So the big story there was I actually have video of that same officer about an hour earlier. And Scotoma, I don't know if you've seen this video, but make sure you check it out. It's called Tyrant Officer, what did I call it? Tyrant Officer Must See. And it's the same officer that an hour later shoots 5 people. And luckily he got indicted just a couple days ago. But how long whatever repercussions are going to be, probably not many because he's a cop and they get away with everything. But my point is me and a friend of mine, name is DJ K-Dot, if you want to check him out, were there and called it. We both said that guy is going to get somebody killed because on our video, he escalated things where they didn't need to be escalated. All we were doing was observing an arrest and making sure that the person didn't get killed, because that's a huge problem, as Breakman very astutely pointed out. Cops will kill people for nothing, pretty much. So, we had our cameras on that, and this guy went ballistic on us. And we both pointed out that he was going to get, and he almost did, and he ended up injuring 5 people. So, it is what it is. I mean, I do what I do because of things like this, Break. And
of the shootings, 32% of the people killed were running away or driving away.
Yep.
They weren't a threat at all. Like, they were running from the guy. They were murdered. They were shot in the back, or because cowardly police like to shoot people in the back. Yeah,
and they always get away with it too. I mean, very rarely do you even get an indictment, let alone a conviction. So. I mean, it's sickening. Every one of those cops should be fired immediately and put in jail. Obviously with due process, have a trial. I'm not going to say you don't get due process, but I mean, it's pretty blatantly obvious. And most of these things have video now with body cams. So, I mean, there's no reason. What else you got, Break?
Here it is. Police across the country killed an average of more than 3 people a day, or nearly 100 people every month.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what percentage I was looking for.
There you go.
And like I said, this is a record-breaking year again. After 2020, we had a record-breaking year. It was slightly down in 2021 by about 7 kills. It was 7 kills less than
that. Only 7. Only 7, Break.
Yeah. And like we said, 5 of them, about half the people, are unarmed and innocent are not even charged with any sort of violent offense at all. They're non-violent.
Mm-hmm. It just shows you what psychopaths they are. Break. They have, most of these people, if you were to break down in a psychiatric way and do some surveys, you would find out that most of them are psychopaths or have psychopathic tendencies. Scotoma brings up another point too. Most of the judges are just as corrupt, no doubt. Scotoma,
True.
no doubt.
It's
What else you
true.
got, Break?
Unless you like rip off a bank or something like that, if you take money from the rich people, then they'll nail you to the wall.
Yeah.
That's all. Like if you rape somebody, you'll only get a couple of years. But if you commit fraud, like bank fraud, you get like 6-10 years.
Yeah. Let me get
Yeah.
Freak Five's Stinkos in here too. After you're done, Break. Did you finish?
Got one more.
Yep.
This one might be. We can talk about this, or you can do his. It's up to you.
No, go right ahead. Go right ahead, Break.
Monday Night Football. I saw something pretty horrific.
Yes. Yes.
In the first quarter of a very, very important game for both teams playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We saw a player, kind of tackle somebody like a normal tackle and get up like nothing was wrong, take a couple steps, and then he just crumpled.
Yeah.
And he went into cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
Like he literally died on the field.
Yep.
That's pretty fucking horrible. See, like, and you can see the faces of the players, like half the team were crying or, just really upset.
Mhm.
It was just, and the fans were just all in shock there too. You can see just everybody quiet as they're watching.
Yeah. It was horrific, Break, and super unfortunate, and it's nothing that anybody ever wants to see in their lifetime. And there's actually precedent for somebody dying on an NFL field. I think it was a Miami Dolphin back in the 80s or late 70s that fell on the field and died from, I believe, the same thing, cardiac arrest, and man, it was harrowing, Break. But I did hear, latest I heard is he's shown signs of rapid improvement. So that's really good news.
That's a sweeto right there.
Yeah, that is a sweeto for sure, but we'll get to that. Any more, Breakman?
Nope.
All right, I forgot about Freak Fives here. His first stinko was the asshole who blocked him in the driveway. Now, Freak Fives, you sent me this, and I didn't have a chance to respond to you, and I have reasons why. But he sent me a picture of this guy like blocking his driveway. What a dumbass! And
I was in a parking lot earlier today, and I wanted to tweet out that anybody who takes up two spaces should be publicly executed.
Not that any of us are advocates for the death penalty, but yes, I agree with you. Some
I know.
They deserve to get flogged with something.
Yeah.
Like there should be serious repercussions for that.
They should be in prison for the rest of their lives. I agree, Eric. Or a break. Yeah, for sure. Freak Five says, second, yesterday we finished the truck 2 hours early. My supervisor says she was using vacation to leave early. Asked me and the rest of the night shift could leave early too. She said sortation needs help. We have to help them. What an asshole, man. Instead of saying, you guys can use vacation time too since you did such a great job. No, that's never how it is, Freak, No,
you have to just tell those people. You can't ask with any companies. You have to say, I'm just on this.
Yeah. Scotoma says, also seen a funny vid from James Freeman about life insurance. You should check it out. I saw that, Scotoma. I did see that. And he also saw the update that K-Dot posted, I think, is what you're referring to, Scotoma. I doubt the charges will stick. Yeah, I agree. Let's see.
He has qualified immunity.
Nope, not in Colorado. Not in Colorado. No qualified immunity in Colorado.
Oh, okay, cool. That's
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Still have police union protection.
Yep,
though.
the police union will definitely protect, no doubt. Although the police union was pretty disgusting. They got up in this check out DJ K. The party's update on it, Breakman. There's the way that the police union talked, they said nothing about the victims and everything about how, about the police force. So I mean, it shows where their priorities at you know. What Freak 5 sent us a deal. Since we didn't get to deals, we didn't have any real deals. Switch is Hollow Knight's 50% off for $750. So that's actually really, really good.
Yeah, there's so many discounts /Ludo for me.
Oh, that was you, Eric, yeah. So that's a good deal. Scotimus says just...
Or
What's that?
is that on the eShop?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, eShop. $750. That's a great deal. It's a great game. Hard, but really good.
Especially the final boss. The final boss is stupid hard.
Yeah. Scotimus says, just like the school shooting in Texas, most cops are too scared to go after real criminals. That guy got hit just right at the right moment to make his heart go out. Yep, Scotimus, that's true. I mean, it can happen to anybody, and it does happen, but, most times it doesn't happen in the NFL. You see that injury more times in the NHL and in basketball because they don't have any chest protection. So if you get hit in your heart just the right way, you cause an injury. Just like if somebody gets hit in boxing in the liver the right way, you immediately drop. There's nothing you can do, right? It's kind of the same thing with the heart, but a little more serious. It's hard to recover from that. Matter of fact, I think the recovery rate is something like 50%. So if you have that injury, it's really hard coming back from. So we're all pulling for Hamlin, though. I hope he I think his last name is Hamler.
It's Hamlin.
Yep. I hope everything goes well and he recovers. But it is what it is. Okay. Anything else, Breakman, on your Stinkos? Eric, I didn't see any Stinkos listed. Did you have a Stinko this week?
No.
Okay. I got a couple. Actually, I got 3. Number 1 is to the asshole that hit my dad's car and fled the scene. So my dad was driving his Corolla, stopped at a stoplight, so he was stopped, right? And some guy tried to wedge his way in between my dad's car on the left, so my dad's driver's side got hit, and and the other car, and oh God, the damage to this car it's going to be totaled. I know the insurance company's probably gonna come and take a look at the car, and they're gonna be like, it's totaled. Because I remember when I had a little bit of door damage. The damage was like $3,000, and this car's probably worth like maybe $2,000 max. It's an old Corolla, so it's gonna be totaled. I just know it. But luckily my dad wasn't hurt, so I guess that's a sweeto in a way. But that guy's a coward. He fled the scene. And what's really weird is the other car, the other SUV that was on the other side that got it too. He fled the scene too. So here my dad is sitting in the middle of a street with a flat tire. He said he was, shaking because of what just happened, which obviously, but I guess the moral of the story is at least he wasn't hurt, and could, safely, we got the car safely to the gas station. I left it there, got him home, made sure he was okay, and he's okay. So, but while I was...
Rules about insurance there. Do you have to have auto insurance?
Yes.
Okay, see, that's probably why the other guy fled, is because he probably didn't have insurance.
Well, the firefighter said either lack of insurance on both of them, or drunkenness, on drugs or whatever.
Yeah,
but
the one trying to squeeze through was probably drinking or high, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm saying like the SUV that was also victimized. The reason they ran is because they didn't have insurance.
Yeah, right. Luckily, my dad did have insurance with the uninsured motorist clause in it. And I highly recommend if anybody gets a car and owns the car outright. Freak 5 said another one, warrants. They might have had warrants too. So, or the cars were stolen. That's another one too.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking of like criminal action.
Yeah. But my dad luckily has uninsured motorists, which I highly recommend if you own your car outright. If you don't, then obviously you have to have full coverage in most places, which this would cover. But if you own your car, drop your insurance to liability only, but make sure you keep, I can't stress this enough, uninsured motorist coverage, because that is super cheap. And in instances like this, it happened to me 4 times, guys, where somebody didn't have insurance or fled the scene. So uninsured motorist is the way to go. Get it. It'll save you in most cases if you're not killed or hurt. It's like so. But make sure you keep that on your car. Also, on my way to go get my dad, I slipped on ice and I fucked up my... Oh boy, let me go through the litany of what I fucked up, because I landed on my left side. My ankle, my knee, my hip, my back, and my elbow and my wrist. So everything on my left side got fucked up because I slipped on the ice. Like literally slipped, like comic book style, like where my legs were, just came out from under me, and I boom, right on my left side. So that didn't feel good. So that sucked. And then... Yeah, I'm sorry, Brickman, go ahead.
Yeah, like I fucking hate ice and shit like that.
Dude, it's fuck. I'm so sick of cold weather, dude. Like I'm over it. Let's get to summer already, And you know what? I'm not used to the ice sticking to the ground here in Denver, but since the temperatures have been so cold, the ice is sticking around, and it sucks. It's not like the East. Like, you guys deal with a lot of like ice that sticks around.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to deal with that. Usually we get a snow, and the next day almost all of that snow is gone. As long as the sun is out, all of it is gone. Scotoma says, surprised you didn't break any bones. You know what? I thought I broke my ankle because it's swolled up, and I thought I might have broken my hip, Scotoma. That's how bad it hurt, but I'm okay. Like, there's no breaks, but yeah, it sucked, man. It really fucking sucked. And the older I get, I'm as old as dirt, so I have to be careful, because I can probably break a hip, and I don't have insurance, so what am I gonna do? I mean, it is what it is. My final one is Logan Paul. There was I think his name is CoffeeZilla. He does a lot of investigations, and he puts a lot of work into what he does. And 9 times out of 10, he's really accurate with his information, and he gets to the bottom of a lot of scams and stuff like that. Well, he grilled Scotoma. This was out in the wild. Like, it wasn't near my house. Like, it was when I was going to get my dad, like running to the scene of where he was. Like, he was in an ambulance, Scotoma, so I had to get there. So I had to park like a block away, and there was just no way around it. I had to go over this ice, and sure enough, it got me. So, but anyways, Logan Paul gets it because he tried to scam a lot of people, and he did scam a lot of people, even though he claims that he didn't make any money and blah, 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 whatever. He hired criminals for his crypto scam. And it was a thing called Crypto Zoo or something. So Logan Paul, he's super rich. I don't know why he went into this venture anyways. But he gets another stinko from me. So
that name's familiar. Who is he?
He's the brother of the other Paul guy. Can't remember that dude's name, but he boxed. He's a boxer. Like, he got into boxing, and this guy now is in the WWE. He's doing MMA. Like, he was an influencer, a YouTube influencer, and now he's doing other things and making a shit ton of money. And I don't know. He's just super rich,
So he's like a lot of rich douchebags, like the Brett Favres of the world. Like,
Yeah.
they don't need to do this shit, but they do
Yes.
it because
They
apparently
can.
they're evil.
Yeah, and they can, So yeah, he sucks.
I'm gonna take the money away from the welfare people. They don't need it.
Oh God, Brett Favre is the worst of the worst, dude. I mean, and Mississippi is one of the poorest fucking states in the union. For him to do that is just absolutely disgusting. I think you gave him a stinko at one point. He should be on the Hall of Shame stinko break because of what he did. He's awful, just an awful human being. Yeah, he should be in jail, by the way. Brett Favre should be in jail.
Fraud. And last time I checked, people commit fraud go to jail, unless of course they're rich.
Yes. Well, let's move on to happier thoughts, guys.
Dude, what does my tattoo say?
Sweeto of the week.
All right, Breakman, your Sweeto of the week.
Only time rich people go to jail is when they screw other rich people.
Yep, that's absolutely right.
My Sweetos go to we just talked about DeMar and how he's recovering, and which is great. And I also want to give it to the NFL, the people that worked on him there, the medical staff, the fans that were in the stadium, all the players, everybody handled it properly.
Yes.
You know, there was no complaints about let's continue the game or something like that. The NFL said, you know what, this needs to stop. This is a Monday night game. This is an important game. It's a big game, but you know what? Nothing's more important than his health.
Yep, and they did the right thing.
That from the NFL.
Yeah,
I was really shocked that they did it.
They canceled the game. I was shocked too, and they came up with a good compromise for everybody involved. A neutral site AFC Championship game, which is, and then they came out with scenarios like if the Bengals do this and if the Bills they did a really, really good job. And normally, I mean, the NFL fucking sucks when it comes to these matters, but they handled this very, very well. So kudos to them for sure.
There are a lot of the voices now, people complaining about it, like it's not fair to the team, not fair. Shut the fuck up. It's a game.
It's a game. At the end of the day, it's a game. Yeah.
At the end of the day, Damar Hamlin's life is more important than the Bengals or the Bills winning a fucking football game.
Yeah.
And, the NFL prioritized a man's life, and I didn't think they would.
Yeah.
So, proud of them. And then, of course, Damar Hamlin's number is now like the most bought jersey.
And his charity, which had about $10,000 on a $2,500 goal, which is outstanding, to bring kind of like a Toys for Tots thing, but more for other kids in his community. That charity's up. The last I checked, it was over $7 million. So just awesomeness. Just kudos to all the fans, and I know a lot of them were Cincy fans, and a lot of them were, the Bills Mafia. They just stepped up big time, and NFL fans in general,
fans across the nation.
Yeah,
because it wasn't just Bengals fans and Bills fans watching this game, and yeah, they've been big contributors because we were both part of the game in both our cities. But I mean, the NFL Monday Night Football is one of the highest rated programs every week. So, I mean, people across the nation were watching.
Yeah. No, kudos to all the fans for supporting that charity. It was pretty heartwarming. Hopefully, the GoFundMe people will not take their normal fee and let that money just pass to that charity,
I doubt that, seriously.
I doubt it too, but it would be nice.
They try to get more of the money.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they get my one Sweeto, and my other Sweeto goes to watching Kevin McCarthy.
I'm going to talk about that in a minute here, dude.
Over and over and over again, being screwed by the very people he helped promote.
Did he finally get it?
The people that he could have held accountable and punished at any time are now fucking him over. Is hilarious to watch.
Yeah, did he end up getting it, or is it still?
Not last I saw.
Okay.
Last I saw was up to like vote 11, and he failed that one.
Yeah, I know he was close. He was like 3 votes away or some shit, but still, it's been. I'm going to talk about it in a minute. Let me get to Freak Fives, and then I'll get to Eric's. Freak Five says, my Sweeto, first, today is my daughter's birthday. Well, happy birthday to you, daughter Freak. Monday is his birthday. To which I say exiled, Freak Five, just because I wanted to say exiled, and that's a good birthday present for you. Another Sweeto is knowing that I ruined someone's day because I had that asshole's car towed last night. Yep. That's the way to do it, man. Their plates were from Virginia, so they were either from multiple states away or it was a rental car. Ooh. That's wow. Yeah. I don't go out of my way to watch sports. Scotoma says, yeah, I do, man. I'm a big sports guy, but someone else is watching, I'll watch, but I have no real interest in sports. Rigged games. You know what? There's probably smoke to that fire, Scotoma. We'll discuss that another day. My wife was asleep when I had the car towed. This was 3 hours after I noticed it. She saw a cop and some guy talking outside her house this morning. I took next week off. Okay, that's really cool.
Okay, I've got the update on McCarthy. 13 votes he is now lost.
He needs 13
for the day. They do work on Saturdays, I think. So it'll be another trial. Another round of voting. But so far he's lost 13.
Oh my God, man, he's losing traction faster than.
It's I think the record now, because he was. It hadn't been seen in 100 times just a couple days ago, and I think this might be the record.
No. The record is 100 days, I think, and it was like in 1853, I believe. Break.
Yeah.
You can call me, but call me on it if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure what I saw, the record is like I believe it's like 113 days. And I can't.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
1859. Let's see.
Oh, it was close. I said 1853.
Yeah, you were close. 127 times.
Yeah, 127 votes. Yeah. Oh man, that's funny as hell, man. But Eric, do you have any Sweetos this week?
Other than that thing I posted earlier about the deal for Hollow Knight.
Yeah, it's a really good deal, man, for sure. I highly recommend if you have a Switch. In the eShop, $7.50 for Hollow Knight, not bad at all. Mine, I have a few here, so bear with me. First one, Bernie Sanders is going to be appointed the chair of a committee that will seek to cap insulin prices and try to reduce, the cost of medicine in this country, which I think is fantastic. And
I'm glad that Barry Sanders isn't running, because after Herschel Walker, I don't want any more NFL players running.
I hear you, man. No, look, say what you will about Bernie Sanders, but I think this is a good thing. I mean, the lobbyists are already trying to get around that, but the committee that he runs kind of oversees that stuff, I guess. I can't remember which committee it was, but it was pretty fun. Thinking for my week off, I will drive to Denver so I can guest on Bernie's OnlyFans. How dare you, Freak 5? How dare you?
What? Taking guests now? Oh.
How dare you? Let's see. So I thought that was really cool. Here's one that I never thought I would say. Jimmy Dore. I haven't been a fan of Jimmy Dore's as of late, probably the past year or so. But he was right about force the vote. He was absolutely right. When we were talking about forcing the vote with AOC and all the people like to get Medicare for... What's that?
Yes. Oh, yeah, you're right. Go on.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with.
Yep. They had the progressives on the Democratic side in the House had a chance to do something very similar to what's going on right now. They had a chance to hold their vote and get stuff that they needed done, i.e. Medicare for all. They could have held their vote and had Medicare for all on the House floor up for a vote. That way it would force people to take one side or another. And they all capitulated. They all caved, up to and including Bernie Sanders. They did get some concessions, but it was hardly anything. And Jimmy Dore was right about it. So, Bernie sounds excited about me guesting. How dare you, Freak 5? You know what OnlyFans is, Bernie?
Yes, I know what
okay.
OnlyFans is.
You're excited about having an OnlyFans with Freak 5?
No, I'm just playing his game.
Oh, you're playing his game. Yeah, that's exactly what he wants you to do.
That
Play
was
his
last
game.
year when that happened, so
I'm sorry.
they actually.
What's that, Eric?
So that was last year, and that happened. So did they actually force their vote and something actually happened?
No,
Is
that's
that
the
what you're saying?
point, Eric. They had a chance to force the vote, and they didn't. They didn't force the vote. That was the whole thing.
The point is, the Republicans are doing exactly the extreme right is doing exactly what the quote unquote extreme left said they would do but didn't.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly the same thing. And that's the power of getting 15, 20 people together and saying, you know what, this is BS. We need these concessions, otherwise you ain't going to be speaker. They could have.
And instead, the squad just bowed to Nancy
Yep.
Pelosi.
Yep.
And
That's what they did.
And that's when I started calling AOC Pelosi 2.0.
Yep. And they were right because she is. So, but then, so they were right. Jimmy Dore was right about that. So I have to give him a little bit of credit, even though he's full of shit on a lot of other things. I never thought I would say this, Breakman, but Matt Getz is getting a Sweeto from me. Matt fucking Getz. You know why? You know why, guys?
For causing this whole insurrection against McCarthy?
Absolutely, 100%. And also giving a speech that I agree with. I don't know if you heard his speech, Breakman, but he got up there and he called McCarthy out for who he is. He's a lobbying freak, right? There's no question that he $500 million, he said it himself, $500 million Kevin McCarthy raised for various candidates, right? The problem with McCarthy is he lets money get in the way of his politics. And what do we talk about all the time on this show, Breakman? The problem with politics is what? Money. Getting money out of politics should be the number one goal of any new person getting into politics, because that is exactly what is wrong with politics. And
if you get rich being a politician, I guarantee we wouldn't have these billions of crooks. I say billions. I'm just being hyperbole again, but like it seems like the vast majority of the politicians are crooked.
Yes, they are, because
that's the reason they want the fucking money. That's what crooks want.
There are
I don't understand how this isn't so obvious to everybody.
There are very few politicians that don't take dark money or lobbying money. Bernie Sanders is one. There are a few others, but for like the vast majority, I'm saying at least 90 to 95% of them take money. And if you take money from somebody that has a vested interest in a vote that you carry, you're doing politics wrong. That's not what should happen.
Politicians campaign on doing, opposite things, like Kristen Sinema, for example.
Yes.
Like she was like, I'm going to do this, and then she gets in and she votes for the people who. Oh, that's a coincidence. Those people are the ones that donated the most to you.
Right.
Huh.
Oh, you want a $15 minimum wage? I'm going to curtsy and put my thumb down on that vote. You fucking piece of shit. You've campaigned on $15 minimum wage, asshole. Matt Getz does a lot of things wrong, and he's a piece of shit, no doubt, Breakman. But Matt Getz, I agree with him 100% on one of the things that he pretends to like, and that's getting money out of politics. If we could get... Yeah, go ahead.
Just like Ted Cruz pretends to want... he says it every year, we need term limits, but then he doesn't do anything about it.
He doesn't come up with any legislation for term limits. Why not? I mean, it's pretty simple. It could be a non-fat issue, right? We have term limits. The end. You cannot be a career fucking House representative, and you cannot be a career senator. You get 2 terms, and then you're out. Right?
Which makes fucking perfect sense.
Yes! To everybody but the politicians, like the McConnells, like the Pelosi's, like the Schumers, like the fucking Steny Hoyers of the world, and the fucking... I mean, these people... Who was that one politician that was like 90-something-year-old still in fucking Congress? It's like...
Strom Thurmond.
Strom Thurmond was like 90-something years old. What the fuck does he know about the real world at that point? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's so rich and out of touch with everything. How can you understand, even contemplate understanding what a Gen Xer needs, or a Gen Zer, or a millennial? There's nothing. You don't know anything but money at that point. Period. Money out of politics should be the number one thing that people want in their politicians, and it never fucking happens. If you can get money out of politics, and these politicians simply had their yearly, whatever their yearly wage is, and not have to deal with any of the lobbying or none of that, then they can actually get things done. You can debate things. You can have, serious debate. And if the public doesn't like what you're saying, they can get rid of you and move on to the next person that will get something done. And get rid of the two-party system while you're at it too, because that doesn't help matters. If you have 4 or 5 different parties like the Brits do, I know they have their own issues, but at least they can get different ideas instead of just saying, I'm going to back this candidate just because he has an R behind his name or a D. I mean, that's all we got. We got Democrats and Republicans. The country is already divided 50%. So, yeah. Matt Getz in this case.
Like 49 and a half and 49 and it's like 49.9 on both sides, and there's like 0.2% independent.
Yeah, and the 0.2 independents have to caucus with one or the other. What kind of stupidity is that? Now, if you said the independent party gets just as much say as the other two parties, now you're talking 33, 33, 33. Don't you think more politicians would want to be independent? Get a little more action done. I mean,
the way the system is set up, they get the like you said, they got a caucus with one of them because of money. I mean, because of the fucking money, they're going to get advertising dollars. They're going to get a lot of their campaign dollars.
Dark money. They're getting regular fucking campaign contributions, which I think is pathetic. If a company wants to give you contributions, it should remain anonymous so you have no idea who gave you money. Period. Just like it's like that's the reason why, like you could. I mean, an individual can donate to a campaign, right? But
you mean the candidate themselves has no idea who donated to them.
Yes, they should have no
brilliant idea.
No clue who fucking give. Because look, I mean, the people are anonymous because they're not going to look through a list and say, "Oh, look, Frank gave me $300. I'm going to vote for what he wants." Right? It doesn't work that way. First of all, the money's too small, and Frank. Really? Frank gave me money? Oh, okay. Well, thanks. Thanks for giving me money. But if Microsoft says, "Oh, here's, $50,000 Matt gets, I need you to vote for this bill that allows us to make chips here for way less money." What do you think? I mean, that's fucking influence 101. Yep. But if you're not allowed to say, "Oh, this is Microsoft donating $50,000 to you, Matt gets," then it's just some random company gives you $50,000. Well, then you don't know who gave you that $50,000. So you're less inclined to say, "Oh, I'm going to give Microsoft because I know they gave me $50,000." If you don't know who gave you the money, then awesome. And there should be penalties for companies that go to these politicians and say, "Hey, Matt Getz, I gave you didn't you see that $50,000 contribution? That was us, Microsoft. We need you to vote for this." If that's ever found out, then Microsoft should be penalized, and so should Matt Getz. Matt Getz, if he votes for anything, he should recuse himself from anything that Microsoft has on the table. You see what I'm saying, Breakman?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It is anonymous donations if a company wants to donate to a particular candidate. That way they can't claim that Microsoft influenced so-and-so to vote this way. I actually think corporations shouldn't be allowed to fucking donate to any campaign. That would be even better.
My personal thought is I think we should let anybody donate, but we should cap the donations off at like maybe $50 tops.
Yep, absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah.
Nobody can give you more. Microsoft can't give you more. If somebody just wants to give you $1, that's fine.
Yep.
But they can't give you more than 50.
Yep. Freak5 says we need age limits too. If you aren't going to be alive to suffer the problems you caused, you shouldn't be in the position to cause problems for everyone. 100% Freak5. I actually think the retirement age should be fine. Whatever the Social Security limit is, that's what we should do. Actually, that wouldn't work because they would raise the Social Security limits to like 80 something, and then nobody would ever get Social Security, which would be I think it should be 60. What is it currently now? Like 65? Past 65, out of Congress. Is that ageist? I call me ageist, but I agree with you, Freak 5. 65 the limit. Once you hit 65, you are forced to retire. So you better think about if you're 64, if you want to do re-election, you're only going to be able to serve 1 year of that. So do you really want to go through another campaign? No, you just want to sail off into the sunset with your millions of dollars? Well, sayonara. Let's get somebody new. Let's get somebody that's not super rich. And here we go. I actually think also you shouldn't be able to exchange stocks. You shouldn't be able to buy stocks when you're, before or 5 years after you serve. Because you could easily influence before you leave, and then, oh shit, I know this company's going to do good because we did all this legislation. You see what I mean? So, yeah, money out of politics for sure. That leads us to this. I mean, it might be a shorter show today unless we can come up with any topics. We don't have a tournament this year or this month.
On your last point,
yes.
What were we saying? I forgot what we were talking about. Shit.
We were talking about 5 years after someone it serves Congress, they shouldn't be able to trade stocks.
That's what I wanted. There several senators have caught violating stock rules that are in place.
Yep.
And there's no penalty for them. At most, they've got a little monetary slap. That's one of the biggest problems is we have a lot of laws in the book that are just completely ignored, and when they are, they're not punished for them.
Well, or they're punished like, oh, we don't want you on this committee, so we'll take you off of this committee for now, but we'll put you on a different committee later, type thing. Oh, slap. Bad. Don't trade stocks. Nancy Pelosi was one of the biggest ones of that. She used inside information to do that, which is absolutely. What's that?
For her and her husband.
Yes. So total and utter horseshit. Absolute horseshit. So what do you guys want to talk about? Should we talk more about this money and politics thing, or, what else we want?
I don't know what else to say about politics. We know we're gonna see for the next 2 years.
Nothing.
Nothing is gonna happen in the House except for fighting and arguing. Who do you think is going to get the speaker? Do you think McCarthy is eventually going to get it? I do.
Look, he's stubborn enough to stay there. His ego won't let him get out of there. I do think he's going to eventually get it. But see, there was an interesting thing that somebody proposed. I think it was Beau of the Fifth Column, which is you guys should check Beau of the Fifth Column out. He's really cool on YouTube. He's I don't know where he's from a southern state, and he looks like he would be a hardcore Republican guy, but he's more middle left, I would say. But he came up with a good point. You know what the Democrats should do? They should go to McCarthy and say, "Hey, Kevin, it looks like you need like 13 votes or 20 votes or whatever. We'll give you those votes." And but we need a couple of concessions. We need a few more committee assignments or whatever petty shit. Just make it really easy, right? The point of them giving the votes to McCarthy is this: there's always going to be a rift between the far right Freedom Caucus and Kevin McCarthy, right? So instead of them doing all these investigations on Hunter Biden and all that shit, there's going to be way more infighting over those 2 years because the 20 are going to believe, oh, we got all the power, right? So they're going to be constantly back and forth with Kevin McCarthy, and the concessions that he already gave, i.e., even one person could call for a vote to get him out of there, would just cause complete chaos for 2 years. Therefore, less bullshit in the for the time being, like all these stupid investigations into Hunter Biden and whatever else. I mean, I'm not a Hunter Biden stan either. I think the guy should be in prison, but nonetheless, it's actually would be very smart of the Democrats to get Kevin McCarthy in there right now, and say,
important things that need to be done in this country than wasting. I mean, I'm not saying they can't. They can do more things, but the problem is they don't want to do more things, so they focus on the investigations.
Yeah.
They don't want to accomplish anything. But back to your point on the Democrats doing that, the one argument I would say back is you can't trust McCarthy at all.
Well, that's true,
So,
but see, you can't.
He'll tell you whatever you want to hear, and then he's not going to do it.
Is any other Republican or Democrat any different, Breakman?
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter if you had a Hakeem Jeffries as the Speaker of the House. He's not going to get anything done because the Democrats or the Republicans have the majority in the House. You think any of them are going to vote for anything that has anything sembling something for the people of the United States?
That's one thing they're going to agree on is that they're not going to support the Democrats in any way.
Yeah, right.
They're not going to support each other because the extreme right. And it's not even like the extreme right because it's like on one side we've got MTG, with McCarthy, and she's probably the most extreme of everybody. Mm-hmm. And then on the other side we got like Gates and Boebert and a bunch of the other guys of the quote unquote extreme right,
Mm-hmm.
So it's really weird the way it's going right now.
Yeah. He's, by the way, the last vote, he's looks like 5 votes away from getting it. So it does look like he's probably going to get it. I mean, and who cares? Because like I said, nothing's going to get done. And he's definitely going to be the weakest Speaker of the House in like a long time. One thing about Nancy Pelosi that you can't say is that she was a weak Speaker of the House because she was never weak. I mean, morally bankrupt, you could definitely say, but weak, never can you say that. So, you know what I'm saying? Eric, what are your thoughts, man?
I don't know. I'm kind of tired. My brain's broken.
It's like we've been talking
about food.
Yeah.
I do have another thing that I want to complain about too. A new Ohio law that was just passed, and other politicians overreaching. There's a new law that's kind of vague, which worries me.
Mm-hmm.
There've always been, I shouldn't say always, but there've been for a lot of years now limits on texting while driving and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The new law is it's illegal to use your phone while driving.
Oh, get the fuck out of here, man. There's Bluetooth.
How am I supposed to use my GPS, for instance?
Well, you're not technically using your phone to talk. I guess that's leeway that you could use.
I don't know. But the thing is, it's vague. So it looks like right now, the way it's written, that, the cops could just, hey, you've got a phone.
That's ridiculous.
I think I still use it.
I guess if you get in an accident, quickly shut off your phone if it's on. Like if you're using GPS, that way they can't use that as an excuse, But I could see where that would be awful.
I don't know what to say. It's just, to me, it's more it's funny. The party talks about the Republicans talk about freedom, and then they take freedom away at the same time. We need more guns, more freedom for guns, but then other things you shouldn't be free. No, you shouldn't use your phone.
Yeah, I mean, technically speaking, let me assuage your feelings a little bit, Breakman. Technically speaking, in a lot of municipalities, I don't know how it is there in Ohio, but having your radio on could be a distraction. If you're listening to a radio. So, but you don't ever see anybody get a ticket for having their radio on. So I think it's kind of an unenforceable thing. You know what I mean? There's certain laws.
Different laws too. So some states do have laws against that, but others don't.
Yeah, yeah. It depends on your municipality, but I'm just saying, I've never heard of even municipalities where having your radio on is a distraction clause in some of the laws. I've never seen that used against someone, so I can't see them using the phone as as a prop. I think it's more prop than anything. I
Well,
think it was
like,
just
it's oh, you mean is an excuse to pull you over?
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah,
don't
bad too.
Yeah, I think that's bad, obviously, but I think in the grand scheme of things, break. I think it's much ado about anything. I think when the lawmakers made that a law, it was more to like say that we passed something. You know what I mean? Like it's not. It doesn't have
Well,
any teeth, is what I'm telling you.
it's essentially an extension of the texting law because the texting law was so successful.
Yeah.
But there's still traffic deaths, they say, and it's because of the phones again.
Yeah,
They say.
and it's a funny thing, like the texting can be tracked, right? And obviously calls can be too. But
Right.
I would counter most everything has Bluetooth. And if you're going to do that, what's the next thing? Are you going to start saying, "Oh, well this guy's radio was on, so of course he's, that's what was the cause of this accident." I mean honestly, it's so stupid to even think. Like we don't even think of that when we think of accidents, right? Oh, this guy's radio was so loud it caused an accident. That's not even heard of. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. I don't know. It just.
Absurd arguments. Like remember the Uvalde, like the cops like tried to blame the doors as the excuse for why everything went wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, the doors were broken. We didn't have good enough doors. Really?
Yeah.
That's the reason kids are dead because of doors?
I know. See, that's what I'm saying. The absurdity of everything. Break. Freak 5 says the problem is there no way to ensure that McCarthy will stick to his word. Well, that's any politician. Freak. That's kind of what I said.
I don't think he will at all.
No.
You're right.
No, he
But
won't.
You're right. Basically, help install somebody that isn't getting along with half of his party. Is your point?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Install them. Like I mean, let chaos reign for the next 2 years because nothing's going to get done anyways.
I don't think he will fight them for like whatever. I think we've seen the man in the past bend over backwards for people that he is like, like he bashed Trump at certain points and then turn around like and was saying how awesome Trump was.
Yeah, I know,
Like
man.
he's one of those people that has no backbone and he bends over to whoever, just at any point.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Here's something
I
that
see him falling into the party.
here's something that we can talk about, not politic related. Gladiator 2 will start production in May of 2023. What are your thoughts on that?
What the hell? Why is there? What is this? What?
Is Russell Crowe in it?
Yes.
Oh
Okay,
boy,
well,
it should be a new story about somebody else.
Yeah, I
entirely.
agree.
So is it a new story? Is it a prequel? What is it?
I have no idea. It just says Gladiator 2 will start production in May 2023. Ridley Scott will be at the helm, which it's been about, what, 20, almost a quarter century.
I get the spoiler alert. He died at the end of the movie. Like, how is he going to be in the sequel?
I don't know. It might be somebody completely different, but I'm seeing pictures of Russell Crowe. But it'll come out in late 2024, nearly a quarter century after the first one. Ridley Scott was already 62 when he shot Gladiator back in 1999. So he's going to be like 86, 87, somewhere around there doing this movie. So that's pretty crazy. I mean,
It's weird to think. Like, a lot of good directors are old, like really old now.
I know.
Like Spielberg. Like, he's in his 80s too.
Spielberg has completely lost his touch when it comes to directing, for sure. It's not even close. And I think actually Ridley Scott has too, but Freak 5 says, "Oh yeah, I forgot a sweeto. Something I found out earlier this week. Afro Man's house was raided by the police. He wrote a song, and his homies, his home's security footage taken during the raid and made it music video. Am I gonna get copyright strike for this? Hold on, let me pause this for. Hold on, I gotta put this up here. Let's take a peek at this. There's obviously a commercial, so give me a second.
I would like to say, unlike most rappers, he actually plays instruments.
Yes, he does. Hold on one second. Actually, a lot of rappers can play instruments, but they're just super talented at rapping. But hold on a second here. Let me just see.
I shouldn't say a lot. There's a lot of the older rappers, I should say.
Let's listen to a little bit of this, see if we like it. Will you help me repair my door? I like it already. I can only play a few seconds of this, but let's go in here. Let's see what we got here.
There must be a big mistake.
Is this for real, man? Is this for real, Freak 5? If this is for real, it's funny as fuck.
Recaptured the magic for a long time.
The whole thing is funny, he says. I'll listen to it after Freak 5, but that's funny as fuck, man. I like it.
One song I used to be famous because or used to get, what was that about? I used to have a hit song or something. I forget.
Because I got high?
Yeah, but he has like a new song based on because I got high, saying like, you know, this is I used to have a hit song.
Yeah. He's really good though. He's very talented, Afro man. Like I like him a lot. He's gonna be in Reno, Nevada. I wish he would come to Colorado, man. I'd go check out Afro Man for sure. But
he is pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's a rapper. I can't remember the rapper, but he did this one album that was like one of the few diamond albums. It was one of the greatest selling albums of all time, and you wouldn't even think it. I think it was Shaggy. Shaggy had a diamond album, which is insane sales, man. Like it's just crazy.
No,
What's that?
I love Shaggy.
Yeah, Shaggy's good, man.
Boombastic.
OG Afro Man. Yep, that's him, Scotoma. OG Afro Man. I can't believe that's real, but it's funny as fuck. Basically, I didn't want to show the video because I'll definitely get struck for that. But there's it's a video of the footage of the fucking police like breaking in his door and going in his house. So he wrote about it. The warrant accused him of kidnapping. So on the video, you see the cops looking at his CDs, and the song is asking, "Did you find any kidnapping victims in my CDs?" Yeah, that's great. Freak 5. I'm definitely gonna check this out, man.
The name of the song I was talking about, it's called "One Hit Wonder."
Oh, One Hit Wonder. Yeah.
Basically based on because I got high and because I was unfortunately he had other great songs, but they couldn't play them on the radio or anything. So
yeah, I know that's the problem with the radio, man. The radio ruled the internet's changed that quite a bit. Break and people have a little more freedom to do what they need to do. Scotoma says most of those guys waste money on stupid stuff to look rich. Yeah, that's true too, but a lot of them are pretty smart too, Scotoma, and have a lot of money and save money, and then they don't have to do anything for the rest of their lives. So it is what it is. Oh, here's a kind of a stinko, guys. Vince McMahon back in the WWE. Worthless piece of shit. Vince McMahon is back in the WWE. He forced his way back in because he owns the majority of the shares, so he forced himself back into the board. Along with two of his cronies, so chaos in the WWE for sure. What are you doing? Somebody in here named Bernie having problems with their sinuses or some shit.
I had like a
mucus ball
in my throat.
In your
I thought
throat?
I was gonna die.
Oh, okay. So you had to go like full like nastiness on the air here.
Yeah.
Okay.
For OnlyFans?
Oh, shut up, Breakman, you
Oh,
son of a
Lord.
bitch. You're exiled. How does it feel to be tied with Freak 5 for exiles this week, Breakman? How dare you?
I think they need to work harder.
How dare you guys? Anything else anybody want to talk about before we get the hell out of here?
No, that I can think of.
Besides Freak 5's new OnlyFans.
Oh, really? That's interesting. Just how much is he charging? Just wondering. Oh, I'm asking for a friend.
He's tied for the year. That's true, Freak 5. I've only issued 2 exiles so far, so you guys are tied. Scotoma says, I stopped watching wrestling since the 80s. I can't get enough of it, Scotoma. I love wrestling, and I really like this AEW, man. I can't get enough AEW. I'd stop watching WWE because, Blech. I only sell feet pictures on my OnlyFans. Freak Five says, "How dare you? Yuck."
I stopped watching wrestling when WWE bought WCW. I was like, yeah, that's it. No.
Yeah, I mean there was no
No.
competition really until actually AEW. Man, AEW is really fun. I really like it, but and it's gaining a lot of traction. So that I do like. So anything else you want to talk about, Eric, before we get the hell out of here?
We should start planning ahead for our next. I know it's like we got 3 more episodes before it, but we should start planning for what we want to do for our next month.
Ooh, what do we want to do for next tourney? Eric, you want to talk about anything first?
I don't have the energy to talk about anything.
He's like spent, man. Like I think we're all spent. We need to get out of here. But if we were to do a tourney break, what say you?
Let's see. Next month is February. We did like best couple last year, I think, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we it is February, so it has to be kind of related towards, something like that.
Hottest sex scene in a movie.
Oh, that's a good one. Hottest sex scene in a movie, Bernie says. That's strong contender, Bernie. What do you think about that, Break?
Limited to like R-rated movies.
Yeah, no. Well, can we do NC-17?
Yeah. No porno.
No porn. No porn.
No, I'm just talking like mainstream movies.
Yeah.
Mainstream
Yeah.
movies have lots of
Yeah. Mainstream movies, no porn. Hottest sex scene in a movie. That would be a good one.
We don't need no fisting of the butthole.
No.
on the turn.
Okay, we don't need you with a detailed explanation, Bernie. This isn't hot tub hour. Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Favorite porn,
We know
Freak
it
Five.
was-
That's easy for me, Freak Five. I mean, I really like Pirates. Pirates was a fun one. Tried to have a story, big production.
Pilot was a pirate while you're doing it, is what you're saying?
No, there was a porn called Pirates. It was like the biggest. Give him a reach around. Scotoma says, "How dare you, Scotoma?" No reach arounds until after the show. No, she almost gave me a reach. Okay. That's a strong contender. I don't know. Break. What do you think of that? Like, best sex scene in a mainstream movie.
That's good. I don't think I've seen a current sex scene in a while. So I don't know.
Well, you better start watching some movies.
You better start watching, Break. Yeah, I don't know. What else could we do? It has to be maybe Valentine related, I guess. Maybe.
Like best sex scene in a video game. Like what's that? 4 games.
Yeah,
or
God of
something?
War wins next. What I mean? How about this? How about the cutest video game ever made? Since it's kind of like, I mean, it's Valentine's. We think of like hearts and.
Video game character.
What's that?
Cutest video game. Well, how about hottest video game character?
Ooh, we could do that. The hottest, and let's make sure to include men in there too. Break. Can't all be female. I like that idea. Eric, what do you say to that? Hottest video game
I
character.
like the cutest one myself.
You like the cutest one? I kind of like that too. But I mean, we could spice it up for Valentine's Day. I mean, we can. You know what? I tell you what. Let's run 232 quote unquote team. This has never been done on Grinders, but let's do 132 team cutest video game character and one hottest video game character. We'll take 16 of the hottest men, 16 of the hottest women, and we'll pit them against each other. And Bernie's going to have a say in this because, I mean, we're all guys, so maybe she could influence us a little bit. And then we'll do the cutest, 32 of the cutest, and then we'll run 2 concurrent tourneys in 1 month. What do you say to that, guys?
How are we gonna do that? Are we gonna do it like just first 2 weeks we do one tournament and the next 2 weeks we do another?
Yeah, we could do it that way. Sounds good. I kind of like this. It's different.
Or do them at the same time? Would that not work? You think?
We could do them at the same time too. Just like we could do it at the same time. It'll be the same thing.
Yeah.
Instead of
Cool.
or I got a better idea. We can do one tournament, like one set one week and one set the other, and then the final week we'll finish them both off.
Okay, cool.
That sounds better. Is that fair, Eric?
Yes.
Okay. One 32 team tournament one week, and then one 32 tournament the next week, and then the final week we'll finish whatever we have left. We'll finish both of them off. That sounds way too naughty for what we're doing here, but you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that sounds good, man. That's what we're gonna do. All right, let's get out of here, man. Eric, plug away, please.
All right, you can find my written reviews on bostonbashbrigade.com, or you can go to the RPGrinders feed and you can listen to my audio reviews for games there. And if you like either of those things and you want to support me, there's a link to my Patreon on my Twitter profile, which is @EricRPG.
All right.
And sending me as little as $1 a month would, help out and such.
Yeah. So make sure to go to twitter.com @EricRPG, and that's where you can find his Patreon. He does a lot of great work. Please give him $1 or $2. It'll be well worth your money. Breakman, your plugs, please.
You can follow me at RPGrinders on Twitter. I guess for now, who knows? Currently Elon's stepping down at some point, he said, but I seriously doubt he is. I think he just said it to say it.
He's going to have somebody in his place that's a puppet. You know that.
Yeah, you're right. If he does, it'd be a puppet. So nothing's going to be different, and it's still going to be like, a conspiracy theory and all that stuff has taken over Twitter. I just get irritated when I get kicked for calling a Nazi.
I know.
Nazi and,
I know. It sucks.
They're saying something horrible, and I tell them fuck off, and I get in trouble for using that.
If you guys are into Transformers, check out the Netflix new shows. Will do, Scotoma, for sure. I don't like the movie Transformers, but I did like the cartoon.
War for Cybertron films.
Yep, the War for Cybertron. Yeah, I'm going to check those out, Scotoma. Freak5 says, Laura Pepron in Slackers masturbating was pretty hot, at least in my memory. It's been a long time since I saw the movie. Yeah. Ooh, that was a good scene. Freak5, I remember that too. I want to plug my Twitter, Frank Branches. I want to plug my other YouTube channel called Mexican Longhair. You can see that Tyrant Officer. It's called, the video is entitled Tyrant Officer Must See. And it is a must see because I think it's really important, especially here in Denver. You can find me on any of the systems, RPGrinders. I also want to plug Freak5's OnlyFans, where he will be seen doing foot pottery. So there you go. Anything else, gentlemen?
I'm out. I don't like foot stuff. Sorry.
Neither do I. I think it's gross, but I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I just can't. Maybe next week I'll subscribe. Sorry.
If he does something different other than feet fetish shit. Yeah, I agree. Okay, guys, that's about it. Stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Until then, we are out. Later, everybody. No appearance on Bernie's OnlyFans, Freak5. How dare you? Son of a bitch. And Bernie gets an exile too. She's tied with everybody else. What? For going along with Freak5. Son of a bitch. Get out of here.
You know you're my only fan.
Well, you're my only fan, that's for sure.
Can I grab your junk later?
No.
Oh.
Maybe later. All right, everybody in chat, thank you so much. Freak5, Scotoma, you guys are always solid. Really appreciate you guys a lot. Freak5, I didn't mean to blow you off when you text me that picture. I was just super busy. I think my dad got in that accident when you text me or something. I can't remember. Something happened right when you text. I couldn't get back with you, and I just forgot to get back with you. But thanks to 01 Ella for being in there. Oax2, Alicidra, Commander Root, Drapsnat, Lara Craft, and Sophie Cal. So a lot of people in there. I wish you guys would chat more with Scotoma and Freak 5. Let's see. It'll be a cut cold video. How dare you, Freak 5? Frank will be sitting in the corner jerking off and crying. How dare you? How dare you, son of a bitch. On that note, Freak 5, you're exiled, even though it doesn't count, so you guys are still tied. And we will continue this next week. So there you go.